Hey there, welcome back to another video. So today's class is all about having a nice block party. So we are going to be using 2 yoga blocks a lot during practice. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can still take class, it's perfectly okay, but we are using the blocks for a very specific purpose, and you'll find out more about that as we go along in practice. So if you do have your yoga blocks, go ahead and grab them. You will need 2. And we're going to start in a supported back bend. So we're going to set up the first block vertical like this. This goes in between your shoulder blades. The second block is for your head to rest on, so it can be at the medium level, it can be at the short level, it could also be at the tall level, at the highest level. I'm going to start off at the high level. So again, this first block goes in between your shoulder blades. It's going to take a little bit of adjustment. If you want to sit onto a couple of blankets, you can sit onto a couple of blankets. And just very softly, just start to lay back. The block's going in between your shoulder blades. And then the second block should catch your head. And again, it can be at any level that you would like it to be. Good. And then once you find it, you can allow your arms to just sort of hang loose to either side. Kind of in like a T shape or even a little cactus shape. And you can keep your feet planted. You could also bring your knees together and heel toe the feet a little bit wide. If you really want to, you can straighten your legs or even come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. It's completely up to you what you would like to do with your legs and what feels more comfortable for you. And once you're here, close the eyes and just start to breathe a little bit more deeply. You don't really have to force anything. It's more about just being really conscious of how you're breathing, actually giving your breath your full attention. And just to preface before we really get into our practice, this is more of a beginner intermediate level. So if you consider yourself a less mobile yogi, this practice may not be completely accessible to you. You're welcome to join in and do what you can and rest where you need to, but just know that we are going to be moving at a bit of a faster pace in this class. To really settle into our breath, we're just going to practice a little bit of Samavriti breath. It's just box breathing, really. So exhale everything out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. And hold for 4 counts. That's all we're doing. Nice even breath. You can take it at your own pace. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. And hold for 4. You can exhale out of the nose or out of the mouth. And as we do this, start to soften the eyes and the jaw, soften the fingers and toes. Just taking this time to drop into our breath. Taking this time to sort of become calm and collected as we move through a little bit of a fiery practice today. Good. You can keep this breath moving for as long as you would like to during practice. However, we are going to start to move on. So if you are in Supta Baddha Konasana with your legs like I am, just slide your hands underneath your thighs and gently pull your knees together, placing the feet down. Everyone's going to lift their chin towards their chest, remove the first block out of the way. Keep continuing to curl the torso up, and then you're going to remove the second block out of the way, and you're going to set the two blocks kind of on the side of your mat, sort of in line with your knees. You're just going to lay back down on your back. You're just going to feel the space that has been created in your upper back. And then you can hug your knees in. Kind of stir the knees around if you'd like, circle the ankles. Depending on when you're taking this class, you might be a little more mobile for the day. Maybe it's later in the day, or maybe you're taking this class in the morning and your body's not quite awake yet. So just taking some time to observe how the body feels, what's going on. And then maybe we want to start to straighten our legs up, and you can bend your knees here and just kind of find a little movement. Maybe you circle through the feet or point and flex. Just finding a little movement, kind of waking up the legs a little bit, waking up the knee joints, the ankle joints. No right or wrong here. Good. And we're going to come into Happy Baby. So you can either grab around the shins, or full Happy Baby, grab the pinky side edges of the feet. Now press your lower back down. Press the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Good. Just breathe here. Good. Option to keep moving along. Keep the right leg in Happy Baby. Start to straighten the left leg as much as you can. And we're going to take 3 full breaths here. Keep pressing your lower back down. Keep pulling your right knee towards your armpit. 1 more full breath. Come back into Happy Baby with that left leg and start to straighten your right leg as much as you can. Same thing here. Keep the lower back pressing down. 3 full breaths. Good. Then come back into Happy Baby. Good. And hug your knees into your chest. You're going to take a little supine twist. You can take this supine twist with your knees together, or I'm going to give the option to have one leg straight, your right knee in, scoot yourself over to the right, left leg goes straight, and you're just going to drop your right knee over to the left. Now, this is a little bit of a deeper one. You still want to make sure that your right shoulder blade is on the mat. Good. And now to take away any pinching sensation you might feel in your lower back, I want you to really focus on your right side waist. Focus on your right sit bone, and imagine you could pull your right sit bone closer towards your left foot. So you're actually lengthening the right side waist a little bit more. You'll notice that when you come into this pose, oftentimes the right side waist sort of scrunches up, and we just want to lengthen that down. So you just lengthen the right sit bone towards the left foot. Maybe look over the right shoulder, or just look straight up. And just notice where you are in this pose. We will be coming back to this pose at the end of our practice, so just take note of where you are, where your body is, what sensations are arising, how you feel. And then on your next inhale, Roll onto your back, bringing both feet up. Good. You're going to scoot your hips over to the left, switching sides. Right leg goes straight, pull the left knee in, and come into your supine twist. You can also do this with both knees like I mentioned before. You want to make sure your left shoulder blade stays down. And same thing, now we're focusing on the left side waist. If you feel your left side waist is kind of scrunched up, focus on your left sits bones and see if you can pull your left sits bones down and forward towards the right foot. Maybe look over the left shoulder or look straight up. Allowing ourselves this time at the beginning to ease into our practice. Good. And on your next inhale, roll onto your back again, stamp both feet down, and scoot the hips more center. Awesome. Okay. You should be able to look on either side of you and grab one of your blocks. You can even grab it with your feet and just toss it towards your hands. Okay, we're going to move into some core work here. We're going to fire up our core using our block. Couple of things to note for the blocks. There's technically 3 settings. So this is the low setting, this is the medium setting, and then this is the high setting. Okay, so I'm going to start on the medium setting. What you're going to do is you're going to stack your knees over your hips, lifting the shins up, just like this, okay? Lower back pressing down. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take our block, we're going to put it onto our right thigh. You can do it at the low setting, the medium setting, or even the high setting. Just depends. I'm going to do the medium setting. Then you're going to curl your head and your shoulder blades off. You're going to bring your right elbow towards that block. Bring the right hand and left hand behind the head, just like this. Okay, you want this left elbow to fall out. Awesome. Now you can already start to feel the core firing up here. You keep squeezing the block with your right elbow and left thigh. And we're gently going to straighten the left leg and hover the heel. Exhale, bring it back in. Good, just like that. Inhale to straighten and hover. Exhale back in. Inhale. Exhale. Good, keep going on your own. Now you really want to try to curl the shoulder blades up, 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 up. Good, we're getting deep into our abdominals here. We're going past the superficial layer, which is that six-pack that you can see on people. We're going past that. We're going deep into our core here. Keep pressing the lower back down. Pull the belly in. Let's go 5 more. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. Good. Exhale. Release the head down. Release the feet down. You can place the block on your belly. Just breathe. I don't know about you, but I certainly feel it almost immediately. Good. We're going to work the second side. So take your time. Shake the head out if you need. You can always do this with your head down as well. You don't have to come up in that curled position. Okay, let's lift the feet up again. Knees are stacking directly over our hips. Take your block on whichever setting that you'd like. Bring your left elbow towards the block, curling the head up. If you want to keep the head down, then you just don't use the block at all. Good. Interlace your hands behind your head, really trying to lift the shoulder blades off if you're doing this. Shins are exactly parallel with the mat. Inhale, straighten the right leg, hover the heel. Exhale, curl it back in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep going. Squeezing that block.
Let's go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Woo! Awesome work, good job. All right, take your time here. We're gonna come and we're gonna meet into tabletop. So if you would like to rock and roll on your spine, massage out the back, you could also just roll to one side, lift yourself up. We're gonna move into tabletop. I want you to move your blocks to the front 2 corners of your mat and meet in tabletop. Woo! Good. Nice easy tabletop here. Spread wide through those fingers, nice firm foundation. Shoulders over wrist. Inhale, find your cow pose. Arching the spine, looking up. Let's just take a few breaths here. Stretching out the flesh of our belly. Shoulders are moving down our back. Press your hands into the mat a lot. Pull your chest forward and up. One more inhale. Exhale, round through your spine like a cat. Good. Stay in cat pose. From cat pose, you're going to tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Do what you need here. Pedal out the feet. Stretch through the sole of the feet. Shake the head, yes and no, whatever it is you need. And then you'll start to find a little stillness, feet hips width distance. Good, you want a nice long spine here. So bend your knees if you need to so you can press your chest towards your thighs. But then try to think about lifting the forearms away from the mat energetically. Good. On our inhale, we're going to roll forward into plank pose. Good, nice and strong in our plank. Press the ground away from you with your hands and feet. Energetically pull the feet and toes towards each other. Crown of the head reaches forward, heels reach back. You're rounding through your upper spine as if you were doing a cat pose. Nice. Good, the abdominals are already nice and engaged. Set the knees down. We're going to take our blocks now. You want your blocks on the medium setting here. Your index fingers on top of the block. Your other fingers are kind of wrapping around the block, just like this. Nice. Okay. So, you can stay with knees down, or we're going to come back into our plank pose on the block. And you can notice how much more lift you have. Good. Now, you really have to press into your index finger. Take the weight out of your wrist. Good, big inhale. Exhale, we're going to find downward facing dog on the blocks. Good, now you really have to wrap those fingers around the block and you have to press into the fingers even more. Good, just notice the lift and the length that you feel. Inhale, roll forward into plank pose. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower your knees. Take the blocks out to the side. Place the hands back down. Good. Inhale, shift forward over those fingers. Exhale, slowly lower down all the way to your belly. Good. From here, take the fingertips wide on the mat. Press the tops of your feet down, lift your kneecaps. Inhale, press the fingertips down as you lift your head and your chest up. Spider cobra. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Exhale, lower down. Great job. Fingertips in line with your ribs. Squeeze the elbows together. Inhale, lift up, low cobra, maybe a medium cobra. The elbows are still bent. They're squeezing into your sideways. Lift your kneecaps. Press the hands down. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. You can press yourself through plank or hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift the heels, and just start to walk your feet forward until you find a nice forward fold. The hips can be hips width distance. The feet can be hips width distance. Bend your knees. You want your chest to rest onto your thighs. So if you're someone that does this a lot, if you look at your screen, if you do this a lot, you really want to bend your knees as much as you need to relax over your thighs. That's a way more beneficial and efficient stretch for your lower back and hamstrings. Good. Shake your head no, and shake your head yes. Awesome. Place your hands to your shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms and torso all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms to heart center. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step to plank pose. Good. Awesome. You can lower the knees if you'd like. Otherwise, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly in one piece. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up, low cobra or medium cobra. Exhale, lower down. Great job. Inhale, press up to tabletop. Good. Refind your blocks. You're going to place your hands onto the blocks in the medium setting. Index finger is right on top, pointing directly forwards. From here, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Good. Now you're lifting your forearms away from the block as much as you can. Good. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look in between your hands. Step one foot forward, and then the other foot forward, right in between your blocks. Fold over your legs. You can use your blocks for support. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to blocks. Exhale, step to plank pose. Good. Now, if Chaturanga doesn't work for you, remove your blocks and you're going to take a regular vinyasa. Otherwise, we're on the blocks. We're going to bend our elbows halfway, Chaturanga. From here, flip your toes, upward facing dog. Or come off the blocks and come into high or low cobra. Good. Now if you're on the blocks, you can feel the lift. You can feel how your hips and knees and thighs are away from the floor. One more inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Good. We're getting nice and strong here. Use down dog as a breathing point. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look in between your hands. Step the other foot forward. Second foot forward, in between your blocks, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, palms to heart center. One more sun A. Inhale, sweep up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step to plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, flip the toes. Upward facing dog, shoulders down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Good job. All right, from your downward facing dog, you're going to lift. On an inhale, you're going to lift the right leg up, three-legged dog, but I want you to keep the hip points nice and square. So press your outer left hip in, roll the outer right hip down. Imagine you could stamp your right footprint onto the wall behind you. Maybe lift it up a little bit more. Big inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Now really try to touch your knee to your nose as you come into plank pose. Step the right foot in between the blocks, low lunge. Awesome. So you can already start to see that with the blocks, when it comes to things like upward facing dog, chaturanga, or even knee to nose, it's a little bit easier with the blocks because they give us that extra lift. Now the challenge is to find that same lift without the blocks. Good. From low lunge, set the back left knee down. We're going to move into half split. So straighten the right leg. You can turn the blocks onto the high setting if you need and scoot them back a little bit. Flex that right foot. Big inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Good, one more time. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, rebend into that right knee. Place the blocks on either side of the right foot again, median setting. Tuck the left toes under. Inhale, lift the back left knee. You're back in your low lunge. Right hip pulls back. Left hand is on the block underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, right hand to heart. Exhale, twist. Low lunge twist. Nice. Now you have a nice long line of energy from the right fingertips all the way down the right arm across the chest, down into that left block. If you need to set the left knee down, you can. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, right hand back down onto the block. Step your back foot in just a little bit, and we're going to straighten our legs for Parsvottanasana. Now, if you want to move the blocks up to the high level, you can. You can also bend your knees if you need to. Okay? Good. Right hip pulls back. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, fold. Good. Breathe here in Parsvottanasana. Root the back left heel down. If you want to flex the front right foot, you can. Remember, you can bend your knees if you need. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step the left foot back again for that low lunge. Nice. Now hug the inner thighs together, squeeze the feet together. Take the left block in your left hand, and we're going to inhale, lift our torso up for crescent pose. We're going to take the block, squeeze the sides, straight out in front of us. You can bend this back left knee if you need to. Good. Now shoulders are down the back. We're going to lift our arms, squeezing the block, really squeeze the block. You're going to lift the arms as much as you can without the shoulders lifting. So you're going to get to the point where it kind of feels like the shoulders sort of lock in place, and that's as far as you're going to go. Good. Again, you can bend your left knee if you need to. If you are going to straighten it, really commit to straightening that back leg. Big inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Good. Step the right foot back. Plank. Big inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Keep the hip points square. Good. Really reach that left foot back. Maybe you start to lift the left leg a little bit using your hamstring to do the work. Big inhale. Exhale, knee to nose as you roll forward into plank pose. Feel the lift. Then step the foot in between your blocks. Low lunge. Nice. From low lunge, set the right knee down. We're gonna move into our half splits now, so straightening the left leg. Maybe move the blocks up to the high level and scoot them back. Good, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Good, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold. One more, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold. Nice job. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend back into that left knee. Replace the blocks down beside your foot. Tuck the right toes under. Inhale, lift the back right knee, low lunge. Left hip is squeezing back. Right hip is squeezing forward. Right hand onto our block underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left hand to heart. Exhale, twist. Now really press your hand into that block. Feel the lift and length. Good, lengthen those left fingertips up, 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 up. Good. Couple more breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Low lunge. Step your right foot in just a little bit, and we're going to straighten our legs, Parsvottanasana. Again, maybe move the blocks up to the high setting. Maybe bend your knees. Inhale, lift up halfway. Pull the left hip back. Exhale, fold. Good. Just hang over that left leg. Root the right foot down. Hug the left hip crease back. Maybe bend your knees. Maybe flex the left foot. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step the right foot back again, low lunge. Blocks on the medium setting. This time you're going to take the block into your right hand. As you inhale, lift your torso up. Crescent pose, squeeze the block directly in front of your chest. Really squeeze the block. Maybe bend that back knee if you need. Again, we're going to inhale, lift our arms, squeezing the block until we sort of feel our shoulders kind of lock in place. It's a very subtle feeling. Squeeze the block. Squeeze it, straight arms. Good, big inhale. Exhale, come back down into your low lunge. Blocks are on the medium setting. Step your left foot back to plank. Big inhale. Exhale, vinyasa on the blocks. If you don't like the vinyasa on the blocks, you can always remove the blocks and take a regular vinyasa. Really have to make sure you're really pressing into your fingers. Good. Let's take an inhale through our nose. Exhale, flutter the lips. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, flutter the lips. Good job. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Now you can just step the feet forward, or you can try the hop on your blocks. Nice. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. We're going to move into chair pose, so you decide. You can have your big toes touching, or you can have your feet hips width distance. But this time with chair pose, we're going to take a block with us. So inhale, find your chair. Squeezing the blocks again, just like you did in your crescent pose. Good. Sink those hips down, lift the belly. Try to find an essence of cobra in the upper back. Nice. Big inhale. Exhale, take the block into the left hand, sweep the arms behind you, grab the block with your right hand. As you inhale, come back up to your pose. Switching sides, exhale, take the block in the right hand, sweep the arms back. Inhale, grab the block with the left hand as you bring the arms forward, chair pose. Big inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, you can hop to chaturanga on the blocks or just step the feet back and take a vinyasa. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot in between your blocks. Spiral the left heel down. We're setting up for warrior one in our legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up, no blocks. Warrior one. Good. Now traditionally we have heel to heel alignment here, but sometimes it feels better to kind of stagger the feet more so they're not so much on a tightrope. So just find what feels good in your hips. Right hip pulls back, you're pressing that left heel down. Maybe look up, maybe bring the palms together and just notice the strength in the space that's been created through your shoulders. Good, big inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you. You can grab opposite elbows or you can interlace your finger, left thumb on top. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Fold to the inside of your right thigh. Pull the right hip crease back. Good. Really spiral the pinky side edge of your back left foot down and really press the right big toe mound down. Nice work. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hinge over with your torso. Start to spiral the left heel up. You're in that crescent pose. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg up. Warrior three. Hips are nice and square. Pressing that left heel back. Reach the crown of your head forward. Bend your right knee if you need to. Your blocks are there if you need them. Good, big inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Place your hands onto the blocks. Good, you can have your blocks at the high setting, medium setting, or low setting, whatever you need. Now it's about the hamstring stretch on your right leg here. It's not about how high your left leg goes. Okay, so keep the hip points nice and square, and just think about folding over that right leg. Good. Big inhale. On your exhale, you're going to bend your knees and try to cross the left knee towards the outer right ankle until you start to sit down. Whew. Okay, so we're going to move into a seated twist here. Just move your blocks out of the way. Now, sometimes this doesn't work for everyone, so I got you, don't worry. You can always straighten your left leg, just like this. You can also sit onto one or two blocks, okay? So do what you need. Wherever you decide to go, wrap your left arm around your right leg, right hand to the floor behind you. Inhale for length. Exhale, twist. Good. If you want to go further, you can always hook your left elbow outside your right thigh. Inhale for length. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. Nice. And unravel yourself, twist the opposite way. Ooh, nice. Okay, now we're going to come into Gomukhasana. So this is where we stack the right knee on top of the left knee. I like to kind of scoot myself forward and wiggle my right knee over. You can also do this with your left leg straight, just like this. And you can also sit onto one or two blocks here. So use your blocks for this practice. Okay, I'm going to take more traditional Gomukhasana, stacking my knees. Wherever you do decide to go, whether you're sitting on blocks or you have straight legs, really flex your feet here. Good. Then let's bring the right arm up. You're going to bend your elbow and pat yourself on the back. And then press the back of your head into your right arm. Take the left hand out, thumb points down. You're going to bend your left elbow. See if you can grab for the fingertips. You could also use a strap here or a towel if you need to. Good. Pull the belly in, flex the feet, press the back of your head into your right arm. Good. And breathe. A little bit of an easy pose here. And I know it's not easy. I definitely feel it in my hips right now, but giving ourselves a little bit of space to breathe and relax as much as we can. On your next exhale, let's release the arms and walk ourselves forward, folding over our legs, getting deeper into the hips. This may not be accessible for you, and you can definitely just stay upright in your spine. Wherever you do decide to go, do not hold your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Inhale, walk yourself back up if you're not already. You're going to walk your hands back, lean back onto your hands, unravel your legs, straighten them out in front of you. Good. Bend through the knees, shake it out, whatever you need. You're going to come into Paschimottanasana. You can still sit onto the blocks if you would like to sit onto them. Make sure you can feel your sits bones underneath, flex your feet. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, you're going to fold, and if it's accessible, try to take your peace finger and thumb around your big toes. You can always take a strap around the soles of your feet if you need. Wherever you decide to go, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Nice job. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release the toe grip if you have it. Place your hands down. Cross your ankles. Come forward to tabletop. And we're going to take a vinyasa without the blocks. So come into plank pose and take your vinyasa. Trying to still find that length and that lift that you have on the blocks. And we'll meet in down dog. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Try to find that lift. Step the foot in between your hands. Spiral the right heel down. You're setting up for warrior one. So if you need to widen your stance, go ahead and do that now. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift up. Warrior one. Woo! Nice job. Maybe bring the hands together and look up in between your thumbs. Good. Getting nice and spicy in our flow today. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you. Either grab opposite elbows again, opposite forearm on top, or interlace your fingers with the right thumb on top this time. Inhale, lengthen the arms, lift the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Fold to the inside of your left thigh. Hug that left hip back. Drop your head. Good. Press down through all four corners of both feet. Nice job. Inhale, come back up, warrior one. Release the arms, lift them up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Start to hinge the torso forward. Lift onto the ball of the right foot like a crescent lunge. Belly pulls in. When you're ready, inhale, lift that right leg up, warrior three. Flex through the foot. Crown of the head reaches forward. Right front of your hip is spiraling down. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, standing splits. You have your blocks nearby. You can place your hands onto blocks here as you fold over that left hamstring. Keep the hip points square here. I know that oftentimes it seems easier to kind of open up through the hip in standing splits, but you're not doing your body the favor of deepening your hamstring stretch when you do that. So both hip points square. The more that you can fold over your left hamstring, the more that your right leg is going to lift naturally. Good, big inhale. Exhale, bending the knees. You're going to cross the right knee behind the left as you come down into your seated twist. Adjusting as you need to. Straighten the right leg. Sit onto blocks. Okay, the left foot is crossed over. Maybe straighten that right leg. Good. Wherever you decide to go, wrap your right arm around your left leg. Left hand comes to the floor behind you. Big inhale. Exhale, twist. Good. If you wish to continue further, you can place your right elbow, hook the right elbow outside the left thigh. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Nice. And twist it out the other way. Nice. And moving into Gomukhasana. So this is where we're going to stack our knees. So maybe the right leg is straight and you just stack the left knee on top. If both knees are bent, I like to scoot forward and just wiggle my left knee over my right a little bit more. And then wherever you are, flex your feet. You can sit onto blocks at any variation. Good. Once you're there, left arm comes up, bend your left elbow, pat yourself on the back, press your head into your arm. Right arm goes out, thumb points down, bend your elbow, either press the back of your right hand into your back, maybe grab for the fingers, maybe take a strap or towel in between the hands. Nice and tall here in your spine, crown of the head is reaching up. Nice. One more inhale. Exhale, release. And we're just going to fold over into our Gomukhasana. Walk the hands forward. Flex the feet a lot. Re-catch your breath. Re-ground yourself. Good. And inhale, start to walk yourself back up. Keep walking your hands back, sink back onto the hands, unravel the legs. Good, just shake them out. Whew. Good. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. You can sit onto blocks here as well. Interlace your fingers, wrap them around your toes. Inhale, kind of move a little side to side. And then exhale, you're gonna hinge forward. Try not to round through your spine. Keep a long spine as you hinge. You can use your elbows to press the calves or inner thighs down. Good. Nice work. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands underneath the thighs, press the knees together, cross the ankles, shift forward, move through Vinyasa. Good. Meet in downward facing dog. Big inhale through the nose. Flutter the lips. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look in between your hands. Hop or step the feet forward. Forward fold. Heel toe your feet out so they're hips width distance. Good. And place a block in between your inner thighs. Okay. And then fold over. Squeeze the block. We're going to take chair pose this way. So when you're ready, inhale, bend your knees, lift the torso and arms up. Chair pose, squeezing the block. Keep sinking the hips down and back. Good. And inhale, lift up. Exhale, palms to heart center. You're still holding the block. Now let's see if we can move through a vinyasa with the blocks in between our thighs. Inhale, sweep the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. See if you can hop to Chaturanga, 2 bent elbows, or you have to kind of tiptoe your feet back to plank. So you take any variation you'd like, but try not to let the block fall from in between your thighs. We'll meet in downward facing dog, hugging the block. Nice. Good. Big inhale here. Exhale, start to bend your knees. Release the block. Awesome. Set the knees down. Okay. We're going to move into crow pose here. We're going to see what crow pose is like on our blocks. So, if you have crow pose, this is going to be a nice challenge. If you don't have crow pose, this is actually a great way to find crow pose. So, we want our blocks on the low setting here, so a little different than what we've been working. Now, I kind of like to kind of curl my pinky finger and thumb over the edges, just the tips though. And then my other 3 fingers are pressing into the block, but my index finger is still pointing directly forward. Good, so it's that sensation that you're trying to open 2 pickle jars up, okay? A little weird example, but it works. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to walk our feet in. Okay, so our big toes are touching. We're going to bend our knees, lift the heels. Now, you might have to scoot a little more forward. It kind of just depends on your body. So what you're doing here is you're pressing your hands into the blocks. You're rounding through your upper spine. You're pulling the belly in. We've been working that. What you want to do is bend your knees, bend your elbows. Your elbows are going to come into Chaturanga. And you want to snuggle, scoot myself forward a little bit. So you want to snuggle the knees as high into the armpits as you can get them. And then you're going to shift forward. Now on the blocks, it's a little difficult to lift 1 foot at a time, but you can do it. You can lift 1 foot up, but then you immediately have to lift the 2nd foot up. Now you have a lot of lift here. You can squeeze your heels towards your bum. Press your hands down and round through your upper spine like a cat. You're looking forward. Nice. Good. When you're ready, you can release. Good. So I invite you to just try that a couple of times. It's really cool to use the blocks in crow pose because you find that natural lift that you're looking for in crow pose. So take some time, try it about 2 more times. If you're like, nope, Chas, I'm done, I don't want to do that, that's fine. You can just sort of sit down, roll out your wrist, take a little breather. But if you're still feeling a little spicy, definitely encourage you to try it a couple of more times. Okay, again, it's really important to really set up your hands here, just like in a crow pose, without your blocks. Good. If you hear any noise, it's trash day, so the people are coming to take out the recycling bins and stuff. But it doesn't matter, we're still gonna flow. So, we come up, 1 more time. Big toes touching, bend your knees. Good. Your arms come into Chaturanga. Snuggle the knees as high onto the triceps as you can get them. Shift forward, round through your spine. Maybe lift 1 foot up and then the other foot up. Maybe lift both feet up. Squeeze the feet towards your bum, round through your spine. Belly comes in, shift the weight onto the fingers a little more. Good. Then come down when you're ready. Remove the blocks out of the way. Just hang over your legs here, bend your knees. And you just want to circle the wrist. Okay, just like this. Just circling the wrist. Okay. And reverse the circles. Nice. And then just setting up a little bit here. We're going to take the palms of our hands, slide them underneath our feet. So our toes are kind of massaging out our wrist here a little bit. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your elbows towards your shins. Maybe bend your knees here too. Good. Just feel that wrist stretch. The energetics here is that As much as you're folding down, you're also energetically trying to pull your hands out from underneath your feet, and you increase the stretch a little bit more. Release your head. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release the hands and fold. Good. Let's set the hands down. You're welcome to move through a vinyasa here, or just step to tabletop. Big toes touching, knees nice and wide. Child's pose. A little bit of a rest and breathe here. If you're still feeling a little bit of fire and you're not ready to completely rest and relax, then I'll give the option to come into frog pose. So stay in child's pose if you're feeling groovy there. For those of us who want to go further, frog pose, I like to turn onto my mat, but you can also just grab like a blanket or something. So your knees are still in line with your hips, okay? Very important here. Knees and hips are in alignment. Just widen your knees more. Your feet are in alignment with your knees. So you're creating a 90-degree angle with both of your legs. Good. Just walk your hands forward. You can do this with a couple of pillows, kind of like underneath you if you'd like. You can also come down to your forearms. Now what you don't want to do, you don't want to arch your lower back. You're pulling your belly button in. Pull that belly button in. And instead of thinking about pressing your pubic bone down, you're actually thinking about sending your sits bones back. Okay? Good. I hope I'm not cut off from the camera here, but I'll try to talk you through it. So you're sending your sits bones back instead of the pubic bone down. Lift the belly in and up. Keep the arch out of your lower back. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. If you're in child's pose, just rest there. If you're in frog pose, just breathe. Good. We didn't do a whole lot of sort of external work here. We didn't, really move to warrior 2 and stuff like that, but you can use this child pose or frog pose as your external work. Good. Slowing down the breath. Go back to that Samavriti breath, that box breathing that we did at the beginning of class. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Good. If you're in frog pose, start to slowly come up, bring the toes together, bring the knees a little bit more together, and just sit back into child's pose. Okay, if that's too much, if you've been in child pose for a while, you always have the option to bring your legs completely together. Wrap your arms around, grab your heels, and just rest your chest and torso down. Good. And inhale, slowly come up. You're going to sit down onto one hip, swing the legs out in front of you. You're going to walk yourself down, take the blocks with you. Almost done. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So you're going to take one block on the low setting, slide it underneath your sacrum, and sit down, just like so. If you're like, hey, you know what, I think I could go a little further. Take 2 blocks, low setting, slide them underneath your sacrum. Good. So if you're not sure where your sacrum is, it's really, it's that bony part of your tailbone, kind of at the very, very, very base of your spine. So if you're on your blocks and the corners of your blocks are pressing into your lower back, you actually need to slide the blocks further down towards your bum a little bit more. Good, so supported bridge here, nice and easy. You still want to keep a little bit of space from your chin and chest here. So press the back of your head down. You can take your arms into a cactus or just lightly cross the wrist overhead. And you can also straighten your legs one at a time or maybe both at a time. This is a really awesome stretch to do if you have a desk job, or if you sit down a lot during the day, or maybe you sit through traffic a lot. This is really great to open up the hip flexors, the front of your hips, and even the quadriceps. If you don't have blocks, you can also do this by stacking just a few pillows on top of each other. Just allow your breath to slow down. You can keep going with that Samavriti box breathing breath. We're winding out our practice. We'll do a couple of more kind of cool down poses together. Just wanted to offer this class as a way for you to explore, but also kind of discover the different ways that you can use your blocks. And if you don't have blocks and you've been thinking about getting blocks, but you're not sure, blocks are definitely one of the most highly recommended props to get. They really help you can use them to find a little bit more restorative action in poses, just like we're doing now, a nice restorative bridge pose. But you can also use them to help you gain more flexibility and strength and help you find the energetic quality in poses, just like in chaturanga or upward facing dog or crow pose. When you do those on blocks, you find that natural lift that you're striving to achieve in your poses. So blocks are phenomenal. Even the most advanced yogis use them. I use them in almost every practice. I really love the lift that it helps me find. And they're just great. Blocks are your friends. Just a couple more breaths here. As always, if you want any yoga props, I always link a site at the description of each of these videos on our virtual yoga page. And you can always use code NOMADIC, all caps, to receive 20% off any yoga props. If your legs are straight here, just start to rebend them, place the feet down. Good. Now, option here to stay, or gently, one knee at a time, kind of draw the knees in, and then you're going to lengthen the legs. You can have your arms alongside you if you'd like, and kind of wrap your fingers around the blocks. A bit of a restorative legs up. So oftentimes you can do this at the wall or on a couch or something. Just kind of having legs up. Just reversing the blood flow a little bit. Might start to feel a little tingling sensation running down from the toes and the feet. You might even feel a little bit of a weighted sensation on your heart space, and that's good. Good. Gently bend your knees. Very slowly. Step one foot down and then the other. You're going to inhale, lift your hips, and you're going to remove the first block if you're on 2 blocks and come back down to 1 block. Take a breath there. And then inhale, lift your hips again, remove the final block, and lower all the way down. Very nice. You can kind of windshield wipe the knees side to side if you'd like. Kind of refrain from hugging the knees into the chest. Just allow your spine a moment to just reset completely by windshield wiping the knees side to side or just knocking the knees together. Good. Nice. We're going to move into that nice supine twist. So scoot your hips to the left. Actually, Scoot your hips to the right. Straighten the left leg. Pull the right knee in. And we're going to come into that supine twist. If you want to take it with your knees together, you can do that as well. Remember, the right shoulder blade wants to try to stay pressing down onto the mat. Send your right sit bone down towards your left foot, lengthening the right side waist. And just start to notice how this pose feels now. We didn't do a ton of twist or side body action, but you can still feel a subtle difference in the body. Good. And then inhale, come back through center, step both feet down, scoot your hips over to the left, straighten the right leg, pull the left knee in, and come into that supine twist. Good. Left shoulder blade stays down. Lengthen your left side waist. And just notice any differences or anything that feels the same, because that's okay too. And then inhale, come back through center. Recenter your hips, hug your knees in, just give yourself a final little squeeze. We're going to move into Shavasana here. However, if you have a headstand in your practice, you can come into headstand before Shavasana or any other inversion that you might want to work. When I did this practice the other day, I found that my headstand seemed a lot more stable and centered. So if you have headstand in your practice, you're welcome to take it. If you don't have a headstand in your practice and you don't know how to do a headstand, I wouldn't advise to do any sort of inversion work without a teacher present. But if inversions are in your practice, you are always more than welcome to add them into your practice. Otherwise, we're going to meet in Shavasana. So wherever you decide to go, please allow yourself at least 3 to 4 minutes in Shavasana, if not longer. Allow your body to come to complete stop, complete rest. Let go of the breath. Let go of any muscle tension that you're holding in your face or throughout your body. You'll meet in Shavasana. And this is where I'm going to leave you for today. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that this practice was helpful and useful and fun for you. As always, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send me an email, chastitynomadicrabbit@gmail.com. You can also reach me on any social media at superchas with 2 underscores. All right, my friends, happy Shavasana. Namaste.